Girls, welcome back to Penny's Reading Nook. I'm here in Spencer, West Virginia, and I'm so glad to see you. Today I have a book for you called Little Red's Riding Hood. This looks like this is going to be a really fun book. Well, this book was written by Peter Stein, and the illustrator was Chris Gall. Okay, Little Red's Riding Hood. I bet you that's Little Red. What do you think? You think that's Little Red? Yep. It says, "Welcome to Vroomville." Here and there, up and down, in and out, Little Red loved riding around his hood, his neighborhood. One day, Big Blue Mama gave Little Red an important job. "Poor Granny Putt-Putt is feeling run down," she said. "Her oil is muddy, her exhaust pipe's exhausted, and her wiper fluid is wiped out. Please take her this basket of goodies right away." Little Red was excited and a little nervous. He had never ridden all the way to Granny's house by himself. Zipping to the top of Too Tall Hill, Little Red heard a familiar sound. There sat Tank, king of the road. Vroom, vroom. "Yo, Red," purred Tank. "What you doing way out here?" "Oh, Granny Putt-Putt's feeling run down," squeaked Little Red. "I'm taking her a special delivery." "Oh, no." "Well, burn my rubber," said Tank. "That oil's too thin and those plugs won't spark. Head over to Zip's Auto Bonanza and tell 'em Tank sent you. They got the goods to make Granny feel showroom new." Little Red's caution light flashed. Tank was usually one mean machine, so why was he being so nice? But Red wanted the very best for Granny Putt-Putt. "Oh, she'll be so excited," he buzzed. "Ha ha," cranked Tank, as mean, as hungry as ever. "Now it's off to Granny's for some goodies of my own." Vroom, vroom, vroom. The monster truck took a shortcut to Granny's garage, blasted in, and swallowed her whole. Ooh. With a big satisfied burp, Tank climbed into Granny's bed, disguising himself with a frilly car cover and windshield glasses. Now it's time for some sweet scooter dessert. He didn't have to wait long. Beep, beep. "Hi, Granny Putt-Putt. It's Little Red with a special delivery." "Oh, do come in, my precious Little Red," cackled Tank in his best Granny voice. Little Red idled into the room. Something felt out of alignment. "Why, Granny, what big wheels you have," said Little Red. "All the better to cruise with you, my little scooter," creaked Tank. "Why, Granny, what big headlights you have," said Little Red. "All the better to shine on you, my little scooter," squeaked Tank. "Why, Granny," exclaimed Little Red, "what a big grill you have." "All the better to eat you with, Scooter Boy," roared Tank. He's not being very nice, is he? But Red was too quick for that big bad monster truck. He zipped out the door, down the driveway, and up the street. Tank cranked it into high gear, black smoke billowing from behind. "Come back here," he honked, "you puny little scooter." They hit tip-top speed over Too Tall Hill as Tank inched closer and closer and closer. But now they had reached Little Red's riding hood, which Red knew like the back of his handlebars. With Tank about to crunch down on his rear bumper, Little Red cranked a super tight right turn, and that monster of a machine rocketed forward, jumped the guardrail, and barreled through the air, crunch, crashing headlong into Jumbo Jim's junkyard. Tank's huge hood flew open, and out popped Granny, a bit greasy and dazed, but in fine working order. Once all the dust settled, Granny thanked Little Red for being the bravest scooter in town. And Tank, well, that crash cooled his engines for good, and he spent the rest of his days directing traffic for the new king of the road, Little Red. You see, there's Tank. The end. There goes Little Red zipping through his neighborhood. I think that book is very funny. Cracks me up, all the little things in that book. Well, we've got a couple of things to go along with that book, and I hope you guys liked that story. It was a funny one. The first thing we happen to have is a game, and I have to thank Bree Deal. Bree Deal works for the Patch Office here in Spencer, West Virginia, and I asked Bree if she could make me a game board that would represent some of the things in Little Red's Riding Hood book. And this is what she did for me, and I think it turned out amazing. So I want to give Bree Deal a big thank you for doing that for me. So what we have is we've got this game board, and we've got Little Red. There's Granny Putt-Putt's house, and here's Welcome to Roomville. That was like in that story. And yet you will see here on our road, we have the letters of the alphabet. We have the lowercase letters of the alphabet, okay? So what you have to do, and then you have to have some game pieces. Well, I went to our local Dollar Tree, and they had some transportation stickers. Well, I took those stickers, and I laminated them, and I made them into little game pieces. We've got a car, and a tractor. Here's like a sports car, and there's a little motorcycle, and a bike, and a dump truck, and a little blue minivan. And like I said, I just put some tape over them. They make wonderful game pieces, okay? So I think for my game, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this little car right here. I like that little colorful car. So we'll move all my other game pieces out of the way. And then I've got this spinner, and it's got the numbers 1 through 8 on it. And again, I got this at Dollar Tree too. Dollar Tree is probably my favorite store to shop at. Everything $1. So for this game, you're going to take your spinner. If you don't have that, you can make your own spinner, or you can take a set of dice. You can roll the dice and get them. Just whatever you want to do. Be creative. Use your own imagination. So to start this game, we've got to be up here where Little Red is at. That's the starting spot. And down here, where Granny Putt-Putt's house is, that's the finish line, okay? So we're going to give our spinner a spin. 2. So I would have to go 2 spaces. 1, 2. Now, in order for me to stay at that space, I have to correctly tell you what that letter is. And if I get that letter wrong, then I have to go back 2 spaces. And that letter happens to be the letter A. So put my car right there on the A. You can get other people to play with you and your family if you'd like. So let's do it one more round. Give it another spin. Ooh, this time I've got to go 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and let's look at that letter. And that letter happens to be the lowercase O. All right, good job. And so again, you would just continue playing that till you make it all the way down to Granny Putt-Putt's house and check on Granny Putt-Putt. Okay? So that's a fun little game that you can play. You have to do some counting. You've got to recognize your numbers. You've got to recognize your lowercase letters. And I think this is a fun way to do it. It's always fun learning when you can do it in a game form. Okay? So that was that. And then we happen to have an art project that goes along with Little Red's Riding Hood. You will see here that I took a piece of paper and you kind of trying to figure out, what are those lines? You have any idea what those lines might be? Any guesses? Do you think it might be a monster truck? This one's a dinosaur. Arr. Do you think that might be it? Does that look like that's possibly it? Maybe. And then we have a car. And then I've got this little, I think his name was his name Luigi from the Cars movie? Can't remember. He's just a little fella right there. So you get, go into your room, get your toys out and find some cars, okay? And then you're going to take one of the cars. I'm going to use the old monster truck. And let's use some monster truck with red paint. And you just get out some paint. You're going to squeeze some paint on a paper plate. Do a little squeeze. Okay. Then you take your cars, whichever car you want to take, and you're going to run it back and forth through that paint and get paint on all your tires. This is called wheel painting or tire painting. We're going to make tracks. Okay. So once you get your wheels all greased up or all painted up, then you just take you a piece of paper and you drive your truck. And there, you just left a track. I'll go the other way. Left another track. And just look at the different wheels on the cars that you have in your room and see what kind of different tracks you can make. That one right there, it's got 2 in the front and 1 in the back. I tried to find me a little motorcycle or a little scooter to go along with Little Red. And you know what? I could not find a little Matchbox motorcycle anywhere. I looked at the stores, couldn't find a one. So that's my next mission, is to try to find me a little Matchbox motorcycle, or even better, a little scooter to go along with this. So that's that, boys and girls. We did some painting. We worked on our ABCs. We worked on our numbers. We listened to a really funny story. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me next time. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Mwah.